Hello everyone, and welcome back to Anime Ranker. Today, we will be talking about the anime series, Karakuri Circus. It was produced by Voln and premiered in fall 2018. This series spans genres such as action, adventure, drama, and mystery. The story revolves around Narumi Kato, a middle-aged man who suffers from the bizarre Zonafa syndrome. This is a rare and inexplicable disease that causes its victims to endure severe seizures at random, with the only cure being to watch someone laugh. One day, during Narumi's part-time job, a young boy with a giant suitcase fleeing from 3 adults runs into him. The boy introduces himself as Masaru Saiga, the new owner of the famous Saiga Enterprises following his father's recent death. However, other members of his family are trying to assassinate him, and claim the fortune for themselves. Determined to save the child, Narumi helps Masaru escape, and ends up fighting the pursuers, only to discover that they are sentient humanoid puppets with superhuman strength. As Narumi is about to lose, a white-haired girl suddenly joins the fray, and swiftly summons yet another puppet from the boy's suitcase, claiming herself to be Shirogane, Masaru's guardian. Masaru's character is one that evolves greatly throughout the story, and the one that this video is all about. Well, in his debut he was often bullied and is shown to be extremely altruistic and sensitive to the suffering of others, particularly suffering he deems to have been caused by himself. He also exhibits many of the typical characteristics an 11-year-old boy is expected to have, such as a strong disposition to crying in response to tragedy. Masaru's routine of going to middle school also means facing the bullies that used to torment him endlessly. Shirogane has taken it upon herself to start up at the high school next door, even toting along Arlequin in case she needs to provide some anti-bullying backup. She also offers some well-intentioned but misguided advice for Masaru, telling him that the best way to avoid bullies is simply to keep from standing out. For his part, Masaru has grown wise enough to suspect that this may not be the wisest option, no matter how often Shirogane brings up getting teased in circus school. The boy does his best though. He endures constant ridicule and physical abuse from the class bullies, who all look like hideous diminutive middle-aged men, choosing to emulate his fallen guardian by responding to the pain of the world with an unceasing smile. Masaru's facade of passivity doesn't last long, however, when one of the bullies clocks Masaru straight in the jaw, he reveals both the extent of Masaru's scars and the ferocity still burning beneath his cheery exterior. In one of the most sobering and effective moments, Masaru literally bears his trauma for his classmates to see, knowing that it's inevitable one way or the other. His body is riddled with cuts, stitches, and bruises, and he makes it clear that the only reason he's able to shrug off the other kids' nastiness is because he's already been the victim of much worse. Yeah, the progression of the story and certain events eventually discard many of his juvenile traits. But his empathic qualities remain intact with no differences, aside from being displayed more often in battles, which he would seldom be involved in, at the beginning of the story due to his once apprehensive nature. Karakuri Circus is much more than the synopsis leads you to believe. The truth is that this imaginative series has plenty of odd and strange layers of flavor for us to discover. The series revolves around 3 very different characters that end up being a perfect fit for the challenge. Narumi is the one that is easiest to understand, but Masaru and Shirogane add different personalities to the mix, and the real hero is not the one you most expect, but in the end they make the most sense. The point is that happiness should not be acquired through any means. Human emotions aren't something to be puppeteered. It should come naturally from interpersonal relationships as well as positive or negative experiences that will shape them. Which is demonstrated in the series through the strengthening bonds between its main characters. Those are just the main examples of how this idea is explored. Throughout the series, we get an exploration of this theme through various characters with vastly different perspectives on these subjects, depending on their past and present experiences, as well as a resolution to it by the end of the series. Overall, Karakuri Circus is really an awesome story of 3 people from different backgrounds whose fates intertwine, and diverge as they unravel the mysteries of an ancient tale of love and betrayal, and the long, ancient battle between humans and puppets. Karakuri Circus is full of strange characters that gradually become somewhat standard fare and don't lend themselves to any deep appreciation for the story. The one thing that provided me with the most reward was the love story that bloomed through the series, and managed to manifest itself in the end. I found it very satisfying. The rest of the series was fun to watch, but felt like a standard shonen series with some mature scenes tossed in for some rather genius attempt to be more than a shonen with crazy characters. At the end, I put a lot of work into this anime recap and I will appreciate your feedback. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy it, and tell me what kind of anime summaries you want to see next. Cheers!
Kiっと僕よりずっとね。